Today on the Topping Show, Bud Light CEO says it's the boycotters' fault his employees are suffering. Supreme Court bans affirmative action in colleges. Michigan to ban the First Amendment. Dylan Mulvaney speaks out about the Bud Light fiasco. Alcohol is banned at the Paris Olympics unless you're rich. Nike misses their Q4 profit goals. The first EV bike adopts a Tesla plug. Eli Lilly to buy Cyclone Therapeutics. Overstock.com is now BedBathAndBeyond.com. Snapchat Plus hits 4 million users. Supreme Court backs religious freedoms, and aspartame may cause cancer. All that and much, much more on The Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say, he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, can need a little assistance, you reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Now, other interesting cultural news, you have Michigan to de facto ban the First Amendment. And some would say they're just Canada or Canada Junior, because they're right there. Like the mitten of Michigan is right there. You could throw I was going to say you throw a rock, but you could throw a jug of maple syrup or a beaver, and you could probably hit a Canadian, or vice versa. You got both of which. Yeah, that sounds about right. They're 10 mooses away, as the Canadian parameters or the units of measurement might say. Now, this is coming as a hate speech bill passed the Michigan State House and is now going over to the Senate. Now, this is alarming not just conservatives, but also religious folks, legal experts, as well as Americans. Now, this is bill number or name HB 4474. I know, politics can be very, very exciting, great marketing, but perhaps there's a reason it's dull so you don't pay attention. However, this is of the utmost importance if you believe in freedom of speech, which every American used to. Now, this bill, HB 4473, is part of legislation that would replace Michigan's existing Ethnic Intimidation Act and make it so that it is a hate crime to cause someone, quote, feel terrorized, frightened, or threatened, unquote. Now, under the bill's current framework, sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression are included as classes protected against intimidation. If passed, the hate speech would make violators guilty of a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Now, if that doesn't sound heinous enough, just think about it for about 18/10 of a second. What could this be used to do? Besides, politically jail all of your enemies, there's no exemptions for religion. So if you're a Christian or a Catholic or many of the other religions that believe in heterosexual relationships and traditional marriage, if you promulgate those ideals, you are making them feel threatened or uncomfortable. You'll be put in jail or have a $10,000 fine. That's astonishing. Although, I should clarify, that's disgusting, abhorrent, un-American. It's not surprising, actually, because this law exists already in Canada. They've set up the laws. Even if it's not around the hot topic of LGBTQIA plus initiatives, if you insult the Prime Minister in Canada, you get fined, you can go to jail. Which, actually, now that I remember, I'm based in the land of the free. Suck it, Trudeau. That communist Cuban. As somewhat of a joke, his mom was apparently, I'm trying to think of a nice way of saying promiscuous, and she went down and hung out with Fidel Castro, one of the most evil men in history, which any true Cuban would say, yeah, the Castros are evil. That's why we all got the hell out and not going back. Now, it's already being done in Canada. This will absolutely be used as a political bludgeon and a weapon against your political enemies. There's no doubt about it. And it should scare the living hell out of everyone, because any law that can be used as a weapon for you will eventually be used as a weapon against you. Because political parties changed, and sometimes, I was going to say, we'll see, there's less and less confidence in the United States around elections and government in general. Can't blame them too much. But traditionally, the folks in power usually change. Now, granted, rhinos are Republican in name only, usually are good for nothing. That's why I'm usually more politically in the middle or libertarian. But traditionally, they'll use it against you. So this should scare the hell out of everyone who believes in the First Amendment. I mean, just read that again. If they feel threatened, and we've been told that silence is violence, so if you don't say something, you're evil. Or if you say what you believe in and you hurt someone's feelings, then you're going to go to jail. That's asinine. I can't think of a word that more accurately expresses my disgust with this initiative. It's literally 1984 on steroids, which I looked at my bookshelf. I should probably let me know if you'd be interested in a book review. But I know I reference that book all the time. It's a quite sad book, and even sadder when you consider how much of it has become a reality. But in terms of the First Amendment, which thank God we actually have a Supreme Court that actually believes more in the constitutionality of the United States, this will probably get shot down in the long term, but in the short term, imagine going to jail. Just because you said, oh yeah, I believe in X, Y, and Z. And they're not it's one of those things where they're forcing their beliefs on you with this law. If you make me feel threatened in any way, if you do not acquiesce and bend the knee, you'll be jailed for your beliefs. And unfortunately, there's fewer and fewer men these days who will stand up for what they believe and have the fortitude to say, I will not bow down, I will not give in to the group think. I believe in my values and I will fight to the death for my freedom to express my beliefs. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Can't thank you enough for taking time to like, subscribe, and comment. Each one of those things greatly helps out the channel. Especially appreciate the critical feedback, as I always try to take that into account to make the channel, the videos better and better and better. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.